I'm winging it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. Today is the next video on how to build your foundation. And when we talked in the first video, we talked about Rachaka. And the reason we did Rachaka was because we wanted to get into our calm, idle state, which is where all the magic happens. Today, I have my brother Jerry with me, my soul brother, and we are going to just carry on from that. This is the path that we were taken on, right? So we're just sharing with you what worked for us. Again, use your discernment. Everybody charts their own path. But the first step for us was to build our foundation super strong through pranayama breath work. So a little bit about my path, and then I'm going to pass it over to Jerry and let him discuss how he got to where he is. Um, so before I started this path, like I said, I had done throughout my life 20 plus years of counseling. And as I was going within, because I was first told you have to go within, right? Go within, get quiet, and I would cry. So that to me told me that the 20 plus years that was super expensive of like counseling, talk therapy was not working. My mind was so fast. I couldn't stop my mind. I was constantly in the go, go, go to try to make ends meet and this and that. And it was really difficult to get into the calm, idle state. So we're going to take this step by step, super slow, so that people have a chance to just shift out of the common way of being in our world today and kind of shift back into how it was the wisdom of the ancient past, right? It was known that to be still, to be silent, that's when you hear the messages. And so, I'm going to pass it on to Jerry. Jerry, did you have anything to share about how you got here, what you want, anything you want to say?
I was actually just enjoying what you were saying, but yeah, I mean, I'm I never knew astrology, never knew any of this stuff, and we all kind of grew up with just believing what we're told and what everybody else was doing, and everybody wants to be loved and cared for. So it was easy to just fit in to get along, and as you start getting to a certain age, usually, not always, but usually there's certain markers that we want to hit in our lifetimes, things we wanted to experience, agreements we made with our off-worlders, you could say, angels, you could say, whatever you want to call it. And they help us. They help us tremendously. But they also respect our free will and our choices. We have to resolve all of our own karma. So that's what we're here for, is to help unconditionally love ourselves and everyone around us right now. And I just happy to be here really right now. And there's really, I mean, the more that we can empty our vessel and be open to other possibilities, the more beautiful, the universe unfolds itself and starts to share its secrets. The more that you want to connect with what's inside of you more than what's outside of you. Outside of you is usually just a reflection of what's inside of you. So if we have lots of stuck energy and programming, it's going to reflect in circumstances that you may feel is unfavorable. So it's important to learn how to discern and to use, and the only way to really get smarter and to discern is to activate more of your, I'd say, your feeling centers and honor that portion of yourself, which is you're more of your feminine side, right? So, yeah, but I don't even know what I just all said there. If you asked me to repeat any of it, I couldn't tell you.
That was good. That was really good. So today we're going to just retouch back on prana because when we're doing pranayama, that's what we're bringing into our body, mind, and soul, right? So it's really important for different reasons. And again, just to touch back on what we said last time, prana is a Sanskrit word and it translates into life force energy. It's also called chi, and we call it source energy. And that's why we're the Source Energy Collective. It's the breath of life, it's spirit energy, and it's vital principle. It is all around us. It's in the air, it's in the food that we eat. It is the source of all movement in the body. It regulates all of our conscious and unconscious bodily functions like our breath, digestion, and blood flow, elimination, and cellular growth and healing. The flow of prana distributes the energy, like the energy that we breathe in through our nose and what we eat. And that's why it's so important to eat like living foods, right? Like vegetables and like nothing dead, is based on the quality. Oh, where it is. Hi.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you give you just a second here. Yeah, there's cameras there that can take pictures, PIP cameras. I forget what the acronym stands for, but it's PIP, PIP, and you can see pictures of life force energy. You can see prana. Harry Oldfield, actually, if you want to take a look at that, if you want to see what prana actually looks like, and there's nothing more important. And we don't want to leave this video too long, but there's things that are really quite detrimental to not having prana, like walking around constantly with your shoes on, being in artificial environments, too much screen time. All these things just suck your energy right out. So the more that we can honor, we all came from the earth. We all should go back to the earth, but it's choice point right now for humanity to decide what path we all want to take. And it's free will in that regard. So it's not a judgment. It's no judgment at all. It's just right now there's a lot of information about how to, and we're just trying to tap in a little bit for everybody to get everybody comfortable with what prana represents. Because without prana, you have centers in your body. You have all these activation points that need to be working properly. And the foods that we eat right now, they're very toxic in the most part, and they're very prana depleted. They're usually shipped from overseas. They're days old. If you get, and it really affects the mental body, the spiritual body, the energetic body, the physical body. Everything gets affected. Nothing's excluded, right? Sorry about that, Marcia. Did I give you time to
Oh, yeah,
recalibrate
no,
there?
that's really good. Um, Definitely, if you have anything to say, Jerry, like just jump in and add to it. But to go through the notes, right? Like, so I'll go through the notes. If you have anything to say, just jump on in. So prana also animates the effects and quality of our thoughts, consciousness, and emotions. The less of blockages in your nadi channels that you have, the better you will feel physically, emotionally, and mentally. For overall health and well-being is tied directly to the quantity and circulation of prana in our body. So, do you guys ever notice that you hold your breath? So you're not bringing in prana, right? And then if you're not doing like the controlled breath work, there's so much stagnant prana in your body. So that's why it's super important just to take however many seconds, however many minutes you have in the day to remember to breathe in and to breathe out fully. And one of the things, if we breathe in through our mouth, and out through our mouth, a lot of us are mouth breathers, that's going to get you into the sympathetic nervous system, right? Things that we were never really taught. So if you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, making your out breath a little longer, that's going to get you into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is where we want to be. So that when you're doing that, you're bringing more prana into your body, and your body needs that for what we just said, all these like functions of the body, right? Dietary, breathing, circulation, it's all based back on prana. But in this world, we're taught not about that. We're taught more about the physical body and nothing about the energetic body, but they are definitely linked. Did you have
Yeah,
anything to add?
yeah, right on cue. That was awesome. Doctor Strange, there's some great analogies in that movie, symbolic references in that movie. How extremely, I know, like a lot of us are movie buffs, so if you look at it from standpoint of We're moving into a new age where there's new energy. I wouldn't say new, but there's a new alignment, new frequencies, new upgrades. The superhumans being reactivated, and if we didn't talk about minerals a little bit, that would be a shame. So we're going to add that in there too, because minerals themselves carry information, and I'll bet you that a lot of the rocks and the stones and such, they do carry our genetic makeup. That's why I think they're so good for us, because they're a form of light information on themselves, because really there's no such thing as something being solid. So minerals. There's lots of foods that you can look up. There's teas that include some minerals too. But just do your research, and good mineral salts are really good, fantastic. There's lots of good stuff with that.
So I know a bunch of us, we just put a pinch of Baja Gold sea salt. It's very mineral rich into our waters. Right now, I have lime water that I'm drinking right now, but that is going to blast us off into a different topic.
Yeah.
So the next step here about prana is how it flows through your body. Prana comes into the body from the food we eat, the air we breathe, and from absorbing the energies of the earth and heavens. And that is exactly what Jerry was saying, absorbing the energy from the earth and the heavens, putting your feet on the ground. We talk so much about that, but not a lot of people actually do that, take their shoes off when they're outside, because we're so programmed to wear the shoes, right? And when you're wearing those shoes, they're made of like the rubber soles are going to block the energy um, that you gather from the earth to bring up into your body. And that is also prana. That is another way of getting the prana into your body. Um, Prana travels through thousands of tiny channels called nadis to every cell in the body. In the energy body, in the energy body, not the physical body, there are 72,000 nadis that spring from three basic nadis, the left, the right, and the central, the Ida, the Pingala, and the Sushumna. The word nadi does not mean nerve. Nadis are pathways or channels of prana in the system. These 72,000 nadis don't have a physical manifestation. So if it's just like the chakras, right? If you cut open the human body, you're not going to see the chakras and you're not going to see the nadi channels, but they are there. You can feel them once you go into your center, and once you've been on this path for a long time, you can absolutely feel if you have a blockage and something is not moving, right? So even if you don't see them with your physical eyes, you can feel them. And this is another thing that this path is going to take you to, is to move away from the physical and to come back into the subtle energies, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah, because there's nadis all over the body, but your main ones that Marsha was just mentioning, the Pingula and the Ida, think of them as like a 5-lane Trans-Canada highway. They're just, yeah, if you got clogs going in there, you're not going to get a lot of action through the rest of your body. So you want to get those cleared out and charged.
Yeah. So the three main channels are the Ida, the Pingala, and the Sushumna, which all start at the base of the spine and travel upwards to your head. The Ida, Pingala, and Nadis, they crisscross each other. Have you guys ever seen like the medical? Is that in part of the medical thing that where they crisscross? Is that
Yeah,
part of it with the
yeah,
snake?
that's the staff, and then the two snakes go up, and then yeah, the wings on top too. Even they even throw in the wings.
Throw in the wings, throw in the angels. So the Sushumna travels straight up the spine to the crown of the head. The chakras are located where the Ida and the Pingala crisscross. So if you can picture it, the Ida, Jerry, is it the right or the left?
With the Ida,
I think
Ida,
it's,
the Ida governs the left side of the body.
yeah.
The- yeah,
Keep going. Talk
yeah,
about
and the
the
right, yeah, and the right side does the Pingula, and the Pingula is your masculine. That's your solar channel, and that apparently starts off around the solar plexus. Wow, what a coincidence, eh? And then the Ida starts down at the base, which is the one I think you were going to do a video next tomorrow or the next day, maybe on the Muladhara. Is that what you want to do? The base
We're
chakra?
going to touch on the chakras after the pranayama. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's your moon channel, your cool energy, your feminine. So yeah, it's weird, eh? Because if you watch politics or something, or blue pill, red pill, they go blue, red. So it's kind of like heat, hot, cold. It's weird.
So he said the Ida is on the left side, right? That's your feminine
Ida
side.
governs left side. Yeah, it
Yeah.
crisscrosses. Yeah,
And then it
activated.
crisscrosses. The
Yeah,
funny thing is when you do this, blow out and put your hand on here, it's the right nostril that's cool. And the reason because is because it crisscrosses.
yeah,
So your right nostril is your feminine nostril. And if you blow out your left nostril, you'll see it's warmer. And that's your Pingala channel because it
yeah.
crisscrosses, right?
That's yeah, and
Mhm.
also the important thing, just to jump in there quickly on you, Marsh, is that when we charge the parasympathetic nervous system, we are activating the right brain connection as well. So that's really important to bring that online right now for us all, eh?
Mhm. To be more in the right brain, which is less of the thinking, less of the analytical, less of the doing of the left brain. That's another way of saying to get into your calm idle state, into your center, right? You're activating your right side of your brain. And that's where all the magic happens, honestly. So the chakras are located where the Ida and the Pingala crisscross, right?
Right?
And they intersect with the Sushumna. So where they crisscross at your spine, that's where your chakras are. The chakras connect with thousands of minor nadis and are thus responsible for distribution and circulation of prana throughout your body. They're kind of like locks, right? Your chakras are locks. And if they're locked, then the energy won't flow through. So normally prana is restricted from flowing through the Sushumna by locks above each chakra. The locks primarily function to stop the activation and flow of the Kundalini from entering the Sushumna and rising to the crown. So let's talk about Kundalini.
All
How would you
right.
talk about Kundalini?
Well, well, Kundalini it's an intelligence. It's essentially once we purify our centers, energy can now flow through us unrestricted, and essentially, a lot of people get all worked up about Kundalini and they think it's something demonic, or it's like we're always trying to deny a part of ourselves, right? We're not going to get into that, into different belief systems, but energetically it's just an expression that Eastern mysticism talks about it as being a serpent-like snake, because it flows, and it's just something that people get a little worked up. Anyways, getting past all that, you're purifying your centers, and you're allowing for more information to be accepted, and you're just activating more of who you are. It goes way deeper than that. There's planetary influences involved with it too. It's opening up to being more of who you are, rather than just limiting yourself to two or three lower chakras and be having those inflamed all the time and just reactionary mode, which is where humanity is moving out of. So whether you want to or not, your Kundalini is going to have to rise in order to your energy points. Just think of it like those dragster strips where they got a light bar that goes up. Your Christmas tree, metaphorically, for the Christians, you have to be able to you have to get your whole tree lit up. You have to be the living temple of God. We have to be able to throw down our ego and be able to allow more of our soul into our bodies. We cannot no longer sustain ourselves or this planet, because this planet mother is shifting, and so it's very important to, you don't have to know every little detail. I don't. I'm sure Marcia doesn't either, but I'd say she probably knows a little more than I do. But the important thing is it's something that, just like when you get exposed to it enough times, you start to pick up on it. And so it's just being gentle with yourself. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be gentle on ourselves. And our next video, we decided to not just rush everything through. We're going to go through each chakra and give as much information about each one as possible to give a really broader understanding of every aspect of that, right?
Yeah. So everybody's got Kundalini. It doesn't matter if your Kundalini's been awakened or not awakened, it's constantly there. It's constantly moving through your Shushumna, through your energy channels, right? Um, So it is actually one way I like to describe it. It is a form of intelligence, just like Jerry said. What it feels like is it feels like energy, but it's not energy. So if you really think about what I'm saying, Kundalini always lives in your spine. It is the form of intelligence. It's kind of like bringing your earth, you're on earth, right? And your crown is your gateway to the heavens. It's kind of like bringing earth or heaven down to earth. It's kind of like that bridge. So when Jerry was talking about the knowing, our divine knowing, our divine blueprint, right? It is raising that all the way up into our crown so that it goes up to the heavens. It's bringing our earth self, our physical self up to marry the spiritual divine knowledge that we all have within us. It's the Kundalini, right?
Marcia, can I, sorry, if I don't say this, I think it's
Go
really
ahead. I
important.
told you to jump in. You're fine.
Yeah, thanks. So I want you to also clarify a little bit with this too. I'm just going to kick it off though. There's been some videos online you see where people have their Kundalini raised and they're like, it looks like they're doing the bacon on the ground or they're having a massive orgasm. Maybe they are having a massive orgasm. I honestly don't know. But I think a lot of that is complete bullshit or theater, or there's some sort of, maybe there's, maybe some entity, and I don't know. Like, honestly, I can't say, because all the experience that we've ever had with Kundalini is it works on a subtle level, and it's a process that allows for more, like I said, like we were talking, more activations, more realizations, and allow you to shed a lot of, like, an old snake skin, right? But could you maybe talk a little, just a teensy weensy, what your perspective is on that?
Well, there are a lot of videos, and before both Jerry and I are certified and skilled at Shaktipat, which is how our Kundalini got awakened. Hang on one sec. So I have personally seen maybe about 200 Kundalini awakenings. I have witnessed it. I have felt it myself. And what I can honestly say, I can't talk about anybody else's experience. Maybe it was kind of chaotic for them. I don't know. I wasn't there. But for the ones that I have personally witnessed and been a part of as a witness, and what I felt in my own body when my Kundalini got awakened was tingles, chills, energy. It felt like energy. It moved up. I could feel it. I can still feel it. I feel it every day, moving up the spine. And it was warm and it's beautiful. Some people cried. Um, some people felt pressure. Some people felt warmth. Some people felt cool. So it has always been a beautiful spiritual experience.
But if a person didn't purify their chakras and it began to rise, what would happen
Or
then?
if the nadi channels weren't, if the Ida and the Pingala weren't in balance, then it could skew, but I have never seen it skew. So again, I can't talk about people who have had spontaneous Kundalini awakenings. Ours was done in a really controlled, beautiful way. But I have heard that sometimes the Kundalini can get stuck. So it's not.
Shout out to Brad Johnson.
Yes, he was the one that raised both of our Kundalinis and taught us how to do it as well. So, Kundalini, let's just go back to the notes. Kundalini is a dormant spiritual energy that is coiled at the base of the spine, actually 3.5 times. Kundalini is a source of potential. It says energy, and I'm going to say intelligence that becomes activated in intense yogic practices such as meditation and yoga. Or I know a lady who lost her child, and That is how her Kundalini got awakened through a traumatic experience. Kundalini can also be awoken by another that has had a full Kundalini awakening, which means your Sahasrara has also been awakened, which is your Padma, your crown. Kundalini is considered a type of Shakti energy, right? Shakti is a more dense form of universal energy. It's the earth, right? So it that goes back. We need Aurora here to expand on this because that she knows a lot about this. So Shakti has a stronger effect on our physical body, the physical and environment. The complementary force to Shakti is Shiva. Shakti, base of spine, Shiva. Shakti is going your Sushumna, up your Kundalini, meeting Shiva, which is the spirit, the energy of universal consciousness. Exactly what I said. Earth meeting heaven, Shakti meeting Shiva, right? We're not religious. It's just a good, it's from the East, right? Kundalini is definitely from the East. The
Forms,
movement of your vital energy. Sorry, did you want to say something?
sure,
Yeah.
forms the toroidal field, right? And then the hyperboloid in the center,
Mm,
the hourglass.
mhm, mhm. Um, do you want to say more about that?
Nope.
Okay, this is very confusing stuff. The movement of your vital energy is also connected with the breath, which is why when we breathe, we're bringing up the Kundalini, right? And the prana. So as you inhale, the energy is drawn upwards, and as you exhale, the energy flows downwards. If you link these two inhales, if you link these two together, you will feel a stronger sensation of energy. Inhale and exhale and sit. Exhale and sit, right? That's why I don't have any pauses when you're doing the Rachaka. No pauses in between. Sit very still and feel, right? Try to feel that subtle energy. That's why it's so important to be still and silent so you can feel it.
That
No.
cannot be understated right there. The feeling. Learn how to feel. Right on, Marcia. That's exactly right.
So we're going to talk about blocked nadi channels now. When there is an imbalance of blocked energy in the Ida nadi, we can feel cold. So that's your feminine channel. And like I said, with your right nose, that is the channel because left and right, they crisscross, right? So if your Ida is blocked, you feel cold, low mental energy, sluggish digestion, introverted, shy, damp, tired. You can't think. When the Pingala, the male, the solar on your right side, which is crisscrossed to your left nostril, we feel irritated, angry, dry, excessive appetite, excessive physical energy, can't stop talking, overstimulated, can't rest, cancer, liver, eczema. We're not doctors. Um, so then it talks about controlling, let's see, we talked about the autonomic nervous system last time. Increasing and controlling prana is through breath work, through being calm and still, and so this is the purpose of pranayama breath work. It is considered a crucial element to work with ourselves from within. What Jerry was saying, we go within, the exterior matches the interior of yourself. We walk through life, hey, Jerry, like blaming people, and it's this person's fault that I'm this way, it's that person's fault that I'm that way, or this happened because this is the reason, and it's always external. But I'll tell you something I learned through my path that it is internal. If
Yeah.
there is a block trauma or
Yeah, it's scared to feel, because we get terrified to feel, but feeling is actually the gasoline of to what we're going to experience. So if we're feeling out of whack and having all these different, money problems, we're worried about this, worried about that. We're just powering those situations up, and we can maybe at some point we could, because I think we're learning more about manifestation as we're going along too. Yeah, that would be one topic we could cover in the future too.
but first we have to build the foundation. We
Yeah.
have so much to share with you guys. The first steps are a little bit slow and dry, but hang with us, and there's so much more to discuss after the foundation is built super strong. So it is said, if we practice controlled breathing for 10 to 15 minutes during our daily meditation routine, it will increase our magnetic charge, right? And so think of yourself as a magnet. The stronger your magnet, the more effective and quicker things happen to you, which is what Jerry was saying. The stronger that you are in your energy body, in your I don't know, a magnetic body. It's not a magnetic body. The stronger the magnet, the more effective, faster, quicker things happen to you. So when you're working with spirit or the universal energy of God, right?
Yeah,
Manifesting your dreams, healing yourself, healing others, developing your inner abilities. There is like so much that happens just from building your foundation strong by
yeah,
practicing your pranayama breath work, from just taking 10 to 15 minutes a day just to breathe. You will do wonders for your mind, spirit, soul, energy, body, everything.
yeah.
Right?
I think what a great way we could say that, Marcia, is you're aligning all your bodies, so your energy body, your mental body, your spiritual body, your physical body, but there's also you could say karmic body too, but it's kind of like if you're getting in your vehicle and you're just you're putting it in drive, but the emergency brake's still on. You're getting a lot of drag. You're not going to get where you want to go very well. So it's the same thing with our bodies. If it's a technology, it's a biological computerized system that has energy. I mean, it's such a beautiful reality we live in, but we have to learn how first unlearn all the shit we believe to be true, which is not true, and then discover how we can use these bodies to navigate to higher levels of consciousness and to realities that we ourselves can help co-create with the help of our ancestors. Shout out to the ancestors.
This brings me to the point that we are way more powerful than we think we are. We are in a time of instant manifestation. We are in a time where if we build this foundation in the way that we are talking to you about, the whole world will open up to you. Your clear senses will come online. Your intuition will be so strong. You will bring in your thoughts, right? But it's really important to do this first, then clear your traumas. Because what happened to me was as I was walking this path and as I was like becoming aware of the fact that what I'm thinking is manifesting into my exterior reality, it got a little bit scary because all that was in my mind was resentments of the past and worry of the future. That's why the shadow work is so definitely very important so that we can get rid of all that clutter, all that denseness, so that we can be who we were meant to be, go back into our divine blueprint.
Yeah, it's not complicated, but we do have to have the intention and the sincerity, right?
Mhm. So now we're going to talk about changing the swarma, changing the balance between the Ida and the Pingala. Remember when I said when your Ida is blocked, then you're cold. When your Pingala is blocked, then you're irritated and angry. So we want them in balance, right? And so how do we do that? We do that with two different ways, which is what I want people to work on for this week. Last week we worked on Rachaka, getting into the parasympathetic nervous system. This week, we're going to work on balancing the Ida and the Pingala Nadi channels, the male and the feminine. So one easy way to do that is to, I don't know if you can see me, put your fingers like that, the thumbs up sign. This is called Padadharasana. Put a little bit of pressure underneath your armpits on both sides, crisscross your arms, and sit like that as long as you can. Just that little bit of pressure will balance your Ida and Pingala. One way to test this is doing what I showed you before, plugging a nose, blowing out, plugging a nostril, blowing out. If you feel mine are super balanced, if you feel one is stronger than the other, or you have a plugged nose, this is really great if you have a plugged nose too. Sit like this and they'll unplug your nose. Um, if one of them is stronger, that means your male and your feminine side are out of balance. So one way to balance them up is to do that. Are you good to talk about the Nadi Shodhana, or do you want me to,
Uh,
Jerry?
yeah, no, you go ahead. We're doing fine. I'm
Okay.
just rearranging my tarot cards right now.
So another way, this is one of my favorite breaths, and this is one thing that I want you guys to practice this week, is to put your fingers like this, right? Thumb out and two of the last fingers. So this is called Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. You can go back and watch this part again. There's also many YouTube videos about this. So you take your thumb, you plug your right nostril, breathe in, flip over, plug your left nostril, breathe out, breathe in, flip, plug your right nostril with your thumb, breathe out, breathe in, flip, plug your left nostril with your ring finger, breathe out through your right nostril, and breathe in. And now we want to do that as much as you can. Sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes, and you can absolutely notice the subtle energy, the shift within your energy body of it becoming more balanced. So I want to also give you guys kind of like proof that what you're doing in meditation is actually working. Because sometimes people are doing this and like, I don't know if I'm doing it right. I'm not sure if I can. Don't even worry about your mind. Don't even worry about your mind. Just one simple trick. Open your mouth, relax your tongue to stop the mind, right? If your thoughts come in when you're trying to do this, just try to get them out. Don't even worry about it. It'll happen. It'll happen later. Just keep going, right?
Yeah, a really quick way to lower the brain state too is to just separate your jaw a little bit, and then that also works well too.
That is how amazing our bodies are. Little tricks like this, putting your tongue to the roof of your mouth will also stop your mind from talking at you.
Yeah, you have to become aware though. You have to become aware, and then you have to have the will to change, and you don't have to do it alone. That's why we're here. We're here to help. Give us a chance to pay back some of our karma.
So here are some of the ways that you know that you're getting into the calm idle state during meditation. Um, so we're going to use the body, it says, as a feedback device. We are developing a resonance between the breath and the heartbeat. So they both go up together and they both go down together. And when this happens, you are going to get a galvanized skin response, which is going to make your hands hot and heavy. I talked about this in the last video, and this is the reasons why now. This is the very first sign that you are entering resonant breathing. You're entering the calm idle state. So if your hands start tingling or they get warm or they feel a little heavy, and you're wondering if you're doing meditation correctly, that is one of the signs that you are going into the parasympathetic nervous
It,
system.
is drool another one?
Yeah, when your saliva glands produce more saliva, that is another one. Yeah. And then do you have another one? Dilated,
Maybe the
dil-
eyes.
dilated eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, you have to have a mirror for that one, but the drool one's pretty easy, and the hands that Marcia was saying is pretty easy too. Actually, now that you're, oh yeah, because now we could talk about making a chi ball too.
Not yet.
Oh,
Foundation first.
oh, you're
So
the
if
boss.
there is a slight feeling of warmth, if your hands are hot or your hands feel like they're swelling, these are signs of the fact that you're doing meditation correctly. What is happening is that the parasympathetic nervous system is opening up and the blood in your veins are starting to pool in your hands as everything sits at rest. You don't have the fight and flight of the sympathetic nervous system squeezing everything together. So when that happens, your skin becomes dry, hot, and heavy, and that's what causes all of this. Uh, So the second sign is when you bring your, this is something that happens to me. If you bring your awareness up to your lips, especially your bottom lip, my tingling happens in my tongue. That is a total sign when spirit wants to talk to me, or I am connected or in my calm centered space, my tongue starts to tingle. Um, so as the blood recedes and the blood fills up again, you will notice a slight tingling in the lips. This biofeedback is letting you know that your meditation is going deeper, and that reinforcement gives you more confidence, right? So then you know you're doing it right to keep going, to extend your time if you want. This is what creates the depth that you're reaching in the meditation. The third thing is that you have to understand where the dorsal vagal complex is. It is part of the vagus that goes from your medulla oblongata, which is that little kind of like hole in the back of your neck where your spine meets your skull, all the way down between your heart and your spine. The dorsal vagal complex is in between the heart and the spine. As we make the breath longer in Rachaka, we are increasing the pressure in the dorsal vagal complex, which is located between the heart and the spine. And that's what makes our parasympathetic nervous system go. And you can feel a pressure there. So that's another sign that you're going into the parasympathetic nervous system is if you feel kind of a pressure where your heart in between your heart and your spine. So just bring your attention back there and try to feel it and see if you can feel that.
Okay, we're at an hour now. Did you want to continue on for a bit more? Or did you want to break this into hour videos then?
No, I'm just going to keep going because then we have, we're just going to talk about this and
Okay.
then, yeah. So there's one more. Tingling in your skin. So if you want to bring your awareness to your body, there's going to be some sort of subtle kind of proof that you're going deeper in meditation in your body. It may feel like pressure, it may feel like warmth, or it may feel like tingling, right?
Yeah, it's always going to be subtle. So you want to really pay attention to the subtleties because for everyone, yeah, it's going to be could be different each time, right?
Yes. All right. So as you're doing the meditation, get ready for your mind to start freaking out.
Yeah,
Like, it's not used to it, doesn't it's the ego, right? The ego's like, whoa, hang on, I don't want to let her go. So just kind of try to ignore it. Just ignore it, open your tongue, relax your jaw, put your tongue to your roof, and just keep going. It will get better. I promise you. It got better with me, and I had the busiest mind. Busy,
yeah.
busy, busy.
Okay. If we're going to get into what helps each individual, I'll say for me, candle gazing really helped me a lot to control that monkey mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, I mean, all of us have these jobs. Not all of us, thank goodness, it's not all of us, but a lot of us have jobs that we're always constantly looking at screens, analyzing, looking at all effing day. Like that's going to take. How the hell's a person going to relax their mind? When do they ever get a chance to relax their mind? Right? All these systems are built to keep the mind busy, keep away from your heart. Right? So. Well, there's something I really want to say right now, but I don't think I
Yeah,
can say it.
say it.
Now you want to know what I was going to say, don't you?
Yeah,
Well, let's put it this way. I'm going to be really happy once we all start caring about each other more.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what I'll
I'm
say.
moving you to.
Yeah,
So, at the this week, last week we worked on Rachaka. This week we're balancing the male and the feminine sides, the Nadi, the Ida, and the Pingala, using Nadi Shodhana or Padad Harasana. Right? I
yeah.
want just practice the meditation. Do 5 minutes of meditation. And then when you're ready to
Right.
up it, do 7 minutes of meditation,
Yeah.
you know, just
Yeah.
do the small, simple steps. Find a good time in your day that is sustainable for you. Maybe you're in the bath. Maybe you're just falling asleep. Maybe you're not going to check your phone the first thing that you do when you open your eyes. Maybe you're going to sit there and do some breathing before you actually get out of bed. Find a way. Maybe it's when you're waiting for your kids at a lesson. Maybe it's when you're grocery shopping and you're waiting in line. You're going to do some breath work, right? Find a way that is sustainable for you to continue this path. It doesn't have to be huge, right?
No.
Just start
And
doing.
if you have any concerns or any questions, just leave them at the below for Marcia or I or one of us to answer for you. Or if you have any questions and that sort of thing, comments. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Marcia. It's little by little, and you can't if you fall off and you don't do it for a week or so, don't
Fine.
you don't really have a lot of time to yeah, it's kind of like now is the time to really start to what's the word I'm looking for, pivot, to start to at least make some moves towards community. We all have to do that. Next 5 years is going to be really important for a lot of us to start working together. But we need to get people having the courage, and the only way to have the courage is to have more of their self activated, and you're moving up the scale of what's that, David Hawkins scale of what's that called again?
The scale of consciousness.
Yeah, moving up in levels of consciousness, so that way we're no longer harming the planet, harming each other. We're working towards harmonic convergence, let's say it like that. So it's just, we could talk about this all day. It's such an important topic, but I should probably let you go and finish up, Marcia, because we probably should leave pretty quick here, eh?
Yeah. So again, work on your meditation, work on the Nadi Shodhana, the Padadharasana, keep doing the Rachaka, and check in about like the proofs about how you're doing in meditation. Tune into your subtle body, and next Saturday or Sunday, we will come back with the next step after that. We're so honored to walk this path with you. We are just sharing what worked for us. There's many different ways to roam, and this was just the one way that we went on. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked what you heard, please like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll put a link of all our links and ways to comment and talk to us. It will be in the description of this video. And Jerry, did you have anything to say?
No, but I'll just, well, yes, I guess a no, but just blessings to all, and send you guys all good blessings, I guess is the only thing I can say right now. Yeah.
So much love to everybody. It is a really amazing journey, and
Okay.
I wouldn't go backwards, honestly. Like it's changed my life.
Thanks, Marcia.
So
We really appreciate your words. I know I do.
mhm. We'll catch you in the next video. Again, next Saturday and Sunday, we'll come up with the next kind of like suggestions on how to build your foundation. So catch you next
Beautiful.
time.